Here we go, live streaming. Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to White Sands Self-Care. I am your host, Laura Cross, and we provide education, resources, and collaboration and connection to a wealth of professionals that can help you along with your self-care journey. And I am so excited here to have this beautiful lady with me today, Ms. Shawna Cullen. She is the CEO and the founder of It Fits Well. Shawna has been helping transform others' lives for 25 years as a personal trainer. She's an entrepreneur at heart, so she started her own personal training company full-time 8 years ago. Since then, Shawna has incorporated resources to help others overcome and manage their mental health, as well as their physical and nutritional health. Shawna can help more people these days with virtual training and coaching, along with in-person training. And because of her success starting her own business on her own, Shawna also helps other entrepreneurs in the fitness and therapy industries to do the same with their business. So in essence, Shawna helps strengthen the health of bodies and businesses at the same time, which I think is awesome. It is kind of a one-on-one. If we don't take care of ourselves, we're not taking care of our business very well. But Shawna, maybe you can share with everybody a little bit how you got, or why you got started with the whole fitness.
Yes. Absolutely. I would love to. I had just moved here to Colorado, Grand Junction, Colorado, when I was 15 years old. And I was introduced to the gym scene. I'd kind of done some stuff in junior high school. I was very heavily actually involved with the sports and stuff there. I helped with all the sports seasons, and I played a lot of basketball, but I never was in the gym to be active necessarily, and except a couple PE classes. And I remember in those PE classes, I really liked it. So when I got here to Colorado, my auntie got me my first gym membership. And I went, and I didn't know what I was doing, but I just started, using the machines, weightlifting, and then did some cardio stuff. And from that day, I never stopped going. Something was happening, inside my body. Obviously, the physical benefits were occurring, which is obvious. That's, hands down why most people exercise. But at that age, at that young age, it was doing something for my mental health. I was not aware that it was doing something for my mental health, other than that it was giving me a relief. It was giving me relief from my anxiety and relief from my depression. Again, I didn't attribute it back then to my exercising, but because of how that made me feel inside, especially for my mental health, I didn't stop going. So I just continued to go to that gym. The people, I actually got myself on staff to volunteer there, to clean the machines for a free membership. And so I was there a lot. So the staff started picking up on that. I actually started helping back in the office. I started helping personal train at that age of new people coming into the gym to teach them how to use all the machines. So that's how far back I actually literally started personal training. That took me into studying kinesiology. It's a study of the body in college. I did graduate with a bachelor's with that and a concentration in sport and fitness management. As I was graduating, Gold's Gym was the big gym that was coming to town. And I was the top trainer who opened that gym up and was there for a couple of years as well. And then from that gym, I've been in several other gyms in the management position, sales position, personal training, group exercise, that sort of thing. So I've always been in the industry. In addition to that, when I did branch off to work for myself 8 years ago, I had realized that my worth, my self-worth was much more than a gym could ever give me. And so I was like, to make this work for myself, to gain the finances that fully belong to me, I need to branch off and do this on my own. So I was able to figure out a way that I could train at other people's facilities and also in home with little to no overhead, to be able to supply myself as a single mother with the money I deserved and the money I was getting from those sessions. And so also branching off on my own, I was able to open up the doors to more resources. I call it my tool belt, to more resources to add to my tool belt to be able to help my clients in even more ways. So over the past years, I've come to realize that the exercising was so much more for my mental health all of these years. and a healthy body and insides and organs and bones and joints and heart and lungs are all side effects of taking care of my mental health. So it was a beautiful picture when I realized that, and then incorporating these other resources, health resources to help clients physically and even mentally, has been just an incredible thing to bring to the table for my clients. It's all natural resources, from nutritional things to supplement things to kind of frequency, anxiety, depression, resources. And so again, I've been just blessed to be able to open up that line of resources and help for my clients. And now these days, especially since COVID, the option to train online and virtually has really been opened up. And so that's yet even another thing I've been able to add to my services.
Yeah, and it's nice to be able to do both. It seems kind of like it was just kind of a natural progression for you then.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It was almost kind of good timing of like being able to get working in person under my belt to be able to then know how to transfer that to online situations, whether it was virtually one-on-one or, I just supply clients with certain exercises and videos that they follow along with, all different ways to go about it. It all depends on that client's needs, their schedules, their goals, and injuries and things of that nature. So
yeah, and I know you mentioned the mental health and well-being, and I know that's a really big topic. A lot of people struggle with that. Can you go maybe a little bit deeper as far as how that helped you with the whole mental process and how it affected your business?
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, as far as how it affects my business, so I'm a personal trainer. I am the positive person in somebody's life, maybe the only positive person in their day, in their week, in their month. And when I was able to latch onto that reality, it again kind of opened more doors for me. But what I want to say is, for me to be my best self for my people, for my clients, for their health, I have to be at my best. I have to be on my A game 100%. And with somebody who struggles with ADHD, anxiety, and depression, amongst other things, that is a tough struggle, especially going from medications for years, self-medicating with substances unbeknownst here, to medications prescribed by doctors wrongfully, to go from that to be completely medication free now these days because I have the natural resources that are even better than those medications, allows me to stay on my A game. Of course, we're all human. We have our downs, we have our bad times, but then for me to have somebody to go to, for me to have that resource to latch onto, to keep me up to par is also just as important. So it's like, as I'm showing and educating and teaching my clients of what and how they can do to keep themselves, their best selves, mentally and physically, I have to practice and partake in those exact same things on a daily basis, which I do. And there's not one resource that I have to offer that I don't use on pretty much a daily basis. So I think that's super important too, because we can't be an expert at something. We can't be educating other people without having our own hands-on personal knowledge and experience with that on a very consistent and regular basis. And that I can say I do.
Right.
And yes, and that mental health, man, it's such a huge thing. It is such a taboo. It is still a taboo. It's gotten a little bit more in the light since COVID, I believe, which is wonderful and great to see. So people in my profession and where I'm at, you as well, self-care, self-help, that sort of thing. It's so important for us to be able to continue to keep these platforms open like you are, to continue to just get the word out, get the support out. You're not in this alone. Let's talk about this, let's figure this out, because there are solutions. There are solutions, and it's a matter of that person wanting the help to get themselves better, so much so that they're willing to go and look for it and to be open to letting other people educate them.
Right. And I'm with you, because I do the same thing. It's like, I believe if you're going to teach or educate somebody, you should be walking your talk, not just telling someone they should do it and then like do something totally opposite. Because I've seen people do that too. And there's nothing more deflating than we're like, okay, but you're not even doing it yourself. But and that mental break, all of that's so big with self-care, because like you said, you need to do it for yourself, but other people, need that as well. You keep pouring and pouring yourself out to everybody. Eventually you burn out if you don't do anything that's, that fills you back up, and that obviously fills you and recharges you to be able to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. We all get burnt out. We all hit those, or we get close to burnt out. Being actually burnt out and having to completely reset and transfer your whole life is tough. And it happens for a lot of people. It's happened to myself as well. But if we can push through, the potential of burnout with natural resources, then all for the better. And it is about, recharging. Whoever charges you needs that recharging as well. So for us to know what to do for ourselves and our self-care is just so important. And I think, again, because of COVID and with the mental health becoming more to light, that the resources that are out there that have been there for a very long time are now finally being able to come to the surface, being able to be talked about, not getting shut off of social media as much, things of that nature. So the resources, the research is more readily available than it's ever has been before as well. And that I'm grateful for too.
Yeah. And then that's my whole thing too, is to let people know that you're not alone. And that's why I love doing these, let people know a little bit more about you so they can connect with you, know that they're not alone, and that there's support out there. So what kind of clients or businesses are you working with these days?
Yeah, so I am, as far as working with businesses, so that's kind of another level I haven't touched upon yet. So because I have been able to be so successful having personal training as my full-time for 8+ years now, doing it for 25, but a full-time gamut for 8, 9 years, a lot of trainers can't have it a lot of trainers aren't full-time. Most aren't. Unless, maybe they own the gym or something, but that's a whole nother level of a crazy life. But anyway, so because I've been so successful having personal training as a full-time, with little to zero overhead, and being able to make it work for so long, I'm now able in a position to be able to help other businesses in the fitness and therapy industry to know how to be their own independent business owners as well. For example, for personal trainers, we either work at a gym, we work for a gym, we work for someone, we work for a facility. That means, and this is a low ball, that means we're making 50% of what we're actually worth and what we actually deserve to make. And again, that's a low ball. A lot of times, most of the time I say 80% because it's reality. And that's wrong, because trainers, we're a huge part in people's lives, and we have to understand our worth in other people's lives. That's why we can make a living of it. And so to be able to understand that as a trainer is super important. And then you can start realizing your worth, and then you can start asking for what you are worth on your own. And so it's just so important, I think, for all trainers to become independent trainers at some point, to become a contract trainer at some point, again, because we're worth way more than a gym can ever pay us. Gyms can't pay us what we're worth because that's just how that business works. And it's understandable, but it doesn't have to be that way. And if a trainer wants more for themselves, for their life, and to be able to touch their clients' lives that much more effectively, I'm all for about being an independent trainer. So again, now I work hand in hand with fitness trainers, personal trainers, and therapy industry businesses to help grow their businesses in an entrepreneur standpoint. So,
I was gonna
and
say, so like massage therapists, because I know massage therapists are often in that, they're getting started. They've gone through the schooling, the certifications, they have all this training, but then sometimes for them to get started, they wind up working for like bigger corporations like Massage Envy or this and that. Like you said, they get paid very little compared to what they're actually worth because of the way the company's structured.
exactly. So yeah, so that goes to also massage, chiropractic, acupuncture. And then if I were to rattle off other names of these therapy industries, so many people wouldn't know about it yet. Cause like I just mentioned before, it's been a long time coming for us to be able to get up and branch out and start letting ourselves known and people be able to pick up on that. Oh, that's natural health. That's the homeopathic health, or how, whatever term you would want to use for it.
Right.
So the industry, in the therapy industry, goes deep. There's so many aspects, and the more I'm working in this realm of helping entrepreneurs, the more I'm discovering that's out there, or the more and the more I'm discovering how people put all their little tools into a career, into a job, into a business. So it's really neat to see how people are packaging their brand. It's very cool, and it's very neat to be able to help these entrepreneurs see their self-worth, believe in themselves, to where they can just, flourish and spread their wings.
Right. And the mind, body, all of that, it's just, really helps you keep better in alignment. And when you're in that better space, you can focus, you can be more successful. And it's just kind of an all package. So I love that.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It's necessary. Mind, body, and soul. I mean, that's why that's a statement. It makes so much sense. It's all connected. Everything is connected. I mean, for an example, like somebody, has a knee injury or a knee pain or something. Well, we get deeper into that body, and it's actually the hip that's causing the knee pain. So instead of actually working the knee, taking care of the knee, no, you got to take care of the hip, Oh, the hip is out, like the joint is out. Oh, that's something me as a trainer can't do. My partnership is with, a couple of chiropractors in town. Let me refer you to that. And that's the other side of it too, is the partnerships that need to happen within an entrepreneur's business. You can't stand alone in business. And so having the partnerships and collaborations is huge. Not just to take care of your clients, of knowing how to resource them out to the correct people, but also those clients from those partnerships can, oh, I know a personal trainer that can do you right. She's helped several of my friends or clients. Here, go and see her. Because again, we mind, body, and soul is connected. I might work mostly on body, but then I need that lens therapist to go and help somebody with a brain injury, literally.
Right.
One of my clients that needs help with their brain injury. Comas, I had a client who was in a coma for 7 weeks. She had 10% chance of life. And so she came to me for the physical aspect. We got her to run on the treadmill. She wasn't even barely walking, and we got a full range of motion in her arm, which was a dead arm. It only had almost this range of motion. But then she had the mental, the obvious brain injuries as well. So then I was able to lead her in the direction to get help, physical therapy, personal training on her brain.
Yep. That's exactly why I build the collaboration and partnerships, because as a self-care coach, I know what I know and specialize in, but when you start getting people, like you say, with those deeper traumas or, brain or something, then you need to be able to have those partners to refer them to that can help them and just kind of be, an all, encompassing. You're not trying to do it all yourself, but you have the connections that you can send them to and help get them the help.
Yeah, exactly. And when you as a business owner can, realize the importance of those partnerships, it's a win-win for everybody involved. It really is. It's a one-stop shop. Ultimately, yeah, you might be referring them out to this and that, but they didn't have to go and seek that out, or like research this person or this person and read all the reviews and, okay, well, which one is the better one? It's, see, Shawna, one-stop shop. I got your chiro, I got your masseuse, your acupuncturist, your brain injury, therapy. I mean, all of that. So it just makes you as the business owner just that much more reputable and reliable and dependable, to have those partnerships and collaborations. It's a huge part of business
Yeah,
ownership.
absolutely. Shawna, what is a good way for people to get in touch with you or connect with you?
So I have a few different avenues. Phone is always great. I also have a website. It fits well. It fits-well.com. I always say it fits well so quickly. I forget the dash for my .com. So it fits-well.com. And then you can connect with me on there through phone or email. I also have, my email, itfwell@gmail.com. And then my phone number, I am on the phone constantly through the day by text or phone. Am I able to leave my phone number on here?
Yeah, we'll put it in the comments on the thing. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. So several different ways. And then on social media, Shawna Cullen, Facebook, Instagram, some of TikTok, but Facebook and Instagram is the main source of mine. So
Wonderful. Wonderful. So yeah, definitely reach out. Anything else you'd like to share with the audience before we end?
sure, I mean, this all kind of came from the heart today, but I don't be afraid to seek out your best self. Don't be afraid to know that you can be better. Whether again it's physically or mental, you can be better. It's a matter of you wanting it enough and being brave enough to go and seek out help, to start researching, to start talking, just to start talking to the people around you that are in your daily life. You don't have to make it a big, I need to go find strangers to talk to make myself better. Just start being a little more open with the people that are in your everyday life about what you have going on. Because guess what? More than not, they're going to be able to understand exactly what you're going through because they've gone through it before, and or they know somebody close to them who has. We're all humans. We all endure the same struggles and the same hardships. We really, really do. But most of the time it seems like we don't because nobody is talking about it. So just be open with yourself first and foremost about where you're at in life and where you want to be, and know that where you want to be is absolutely attainable if you believe that and can go and get it.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you 100%. I want to thank you for taking this time and sharing that with everybody. And those of you watching, remember she is in Colorado. So if you're in Colorado, can you connect with her in person, but she also does virtual. So you're not tied just because you're somewhere else doesn't mean you can't reach out and have a conversation with her. So I would encourage everyone to do that. If you are in the Missouri area, I want to let everybody know that I do have my first live event coming up April 7th. That'll be at the Monroe Coffee House and in Fairgrove. And would like everybody to come out if you can. We're going to collaborate. I'll tell you a little bit more about myself, what I do. I'm a multiple business owner as well, but meet other professionals that are around in this area also that can help you. So I'm looking forward to that first meeting. And next week we have Michelle Duncan that we'll be interviewing. So I want to thank Shawna again for your time today, and join us again next week. And remember, most importantly, that self-care is not selfish. It is essential for a healthier you. So I want to wish everybody a wonderful day.
And thank you, Laura, so much for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Hey, bye-bye.
Bye.
Have a great day.
You too.